Estelle, and today I'm going to be making a cupcake recipe from one of my favorite recipe books called The Cupcake Diaries. The recipe is for caramel apple cupcakes. They look absolutely delicious and they're perfect for this time of year with it being fall, so I thought this would be a great recipe to do today. Now, a little background on this book. These two sisters, Catherine and Sophie, they opened up a cupcake shop in Georgetown, which is right next to DC, and they also have a show called DC Cupcakes, and I've really enjoyed watching that show over the years. And I've been to their cupcake shop in Georgetown and I just love it. I love their show. I just love how they are, and they are very inspirational to me, and so I thought we just have to make cupcakes, and we just have to make a cupcake recipe from their book. I have two of their books. This is one of them, and I've made other recipes and they're just so good. So that's what we're going to be doing today. I will link a link to their recipe book in the description if you are interested in purchasing this cookbook or recipe book. And of course, I will have the recipe down below as well, but if you want to have your own book, feel free to check that out. Okay, so let's get started. So we are going to, I've got all my ingredients, right? Okay, so I've got all my ingredients. I've got my apple, flour, sugar, I've got baking powder, salt, cinnamon, and butter. And this is just for the cupcakes. We will be doing the frosting and caramel sauce separate. Okay, so we're gonna start off by preheating our oven to 350, so I'm gonna go ahead and do that. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and whip up my butter to make it fluffy, and then I'll add my sugar. So I've got 2 sticks of butter right here. It calls for 16 tablespoons of butter. So that's 2 sticks. So I am going to go ahead and mix that up till it's fluffy. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and add my sugar, and I have 2 cups of granulated sugar that I'm going to go ahead and add into my butter. And I'm going to go ahead and beat that until incorporated for about well incorporated for about 3 to 5 minutes. Okay, so now that I have mixed up my butter and my sugar and it's nice and fluffy, I'm going to go ahead and add 4 eggs to the mixture, and I'm going to do them one at a time. And I'm going to mix that up really well and make sure it's all nicely incorporated. Now, after I've mixed the eggs in, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to use a spatula to scrape down the edges of the bowl. This part, it's really important that we mix slowly so as not to traumatize the batter. So I'm going to be incorporating our flour mixture and hot water into the mixture that we have now, the batter that we have now. And so we're going to mix it low, and for this part I have 2.5 cups of all-purpose flour. I have 3 teaspoons of baking powder. I have 1 teaspoon of ground cinnamon, and I have a half teaspoon of salt. And I've whisked it together, and this is my mixture. I'm going to be putting this into the batter, and then at the same time I'm going to be alternating with hot water. And for the hot water, I have 1/3 of a cup of hot water that I'm going to be mixing into this. 1/3 of the flour mixture to the butter, and then or the butter mixture, and then I'm going to gradually add 1/3 of the hot water, and I'm going to beat it until it's well incorporated. And then after I do that part, I'm going to add another 1/3 of the flour mixture, followed by the hot water. Now, this part I don't have memorized or anything, so I'm just going to read this from the book. I'm not a professional or anything, so for this part I don't know this from memory, so I'm going to go ahead and read this part. It's just kind of the baking tip for this process. So it's important to add the flour and water little by little like this so that your batter does not have too much weight thrown on it, and that you allow each amount of flour and water to completely mix into the batter. And then we're going to stop to scrape down the bowl as needed, and we're going to add the remaining flour mixture followed by the remaining hot water and beat just until it combines. You don't want to overbeat it or anything. So I'm going to go ahead and start with my flour mixture. Okay, so I've got my hot water, which is 1/3 of a cup, and I've got my flour mixture. So I'm going to go ahead and put my flour mix, start with the flour mixture and then some of the hot water. Two and a half cups of freshly grated apples. So that's 4 to 5 medium-sized apples. We use, it says here that we use Gala apples, but you can use your favorite type. So I did Gala, the majority of them were Gala, and I also did 1 Honeycrisp apple. So I'm gonna go ahead and fold that in. All right, so now that those are completely folded in, we can go ahead and put our cupcake batter in our liners. So now we're going to be doing the frosting part of our cupcakes. So we're going to go ahead and mix up our ingredients to make our cream cheese frosting. It's a vanilla cream cheese frosting. So I've got, right here I have 4 cups of confectioner's sugar. I have 6 ounces of cream cheese. I have 4 tablespoons of butter, and I have a 1/4 teaspoon of vanilla. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put all the ingredients in my bowl. Well, I've already got the sugar in there, but I'm going to put everything else in there. I'm going to mix it up, and then I'm going to beat it on high speed for at least 2 minutes. So let's go ahead and put all our ingredients together. Okay, so we're gonna pour our sugar. So we've got a pot right here on the stove. We're gonna pour our sugar and our water into the saucepan, and we are going to heat on medium-high heat. Okay, so I've put my stove on medium-high heat, and I'm gonna stir the sugar until it completely dissolves. I'm just going to stir it constantly. Or I'm sorry, basically I'm going to do this until it liquefies. And you need to be careful not to burn the sugar. So just keep stirring until it liquefies, and we don't want to burn it. The sugar is starting to liquefy. We're almost there. So our sugar is almost liquefied, and then we will do our next step. Now once your sugar and water is liquefied, you're going to add the butter, and we have 12 tablespoons of butter. And we will be adding a cup of heavy cream. Okay, so now we are adding 12 tablespoons of butter to our sugar mixture. And we're gonna do the butter and we're gonna do 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. Now that it's completely melted, we're going to remove it from the heat. Okay, now we are going to slowly whisk in a cup of heavy cream. And you're just going to keep doing this until you reach a beautiful golden color. Now after we do this, we're going to let it sit for about 5 minutes to cool. And it's also going to thicken while it's doing that. After we do that, we're going to let it refrigerate for 20 minutes. Okay, now that our caramel is cooling and thickening up, we're going to go ahead and work on our frosting and put it into our piping bag and frost our cupcakes. So I've got a piping bag, I've got a tip, and the pieces I need to assemble it with the bag. I also have a glass that I'm going to use to put the piping bag in, and this just makes it easier to fill the piping bag up with frosting. And we have our frosting. So let's go ahead and fill our. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and take my tip. And fit it in the bottom like that. I'll cut it afterwards. And just fasten this part on, like that. And I'm just going to fit it into the glass container, and this will just help me to fill it up. It's just a lot easier. Then I'm just going to work my frosting down into the bottom of the bag. And then this is also good just when if I have to stop while I'm decorating them or piping the cupcakes, I can also just put it in here, and it's a good holder for it. All right, so now I'm going to go ahead and snip off the bottom of the piping bag. Okay, and we are all set to pipe. Aren't these just adorable? They look so delicious, and now they're ready for their caramel sauce. Okay, so I've got my cupcakes, I've got my caramel sauce. Looks so good. Now, in the recipe book, they are, let me show you the book real quick. Okay, so in the book, as you can see, this is how they're piped. Well, I don't have what I need to do it that way. So instead, I'm just going to drizzle the caramel sauce on top of cupcakes. And I think it will still be really good. It's gonna still taste good. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. Now I'm just gonna go ahead and put stuff underneath them because the caramel might drip. Okay, so let's go ahead and drizzle our caramel sauce on top of them. And I've already tried one of these cupcakes and without the caramel sauce, and it is phenomenal. But I'm gonna try the completed cupcake on camera and let you guys know how delicious it is. All right, guys, there we go. These look absolutely amazing. And don't these just look perfect for fall time? I mean, they're just a perfect fall cupcake, caramel apple cupcakes, and they just look beautiful. So I'm gonna go ahead and try one. Okay guys, so I'm gonna go ahead and try one of these delicious looking cupcakes. So here we go, let's see how it is. It's so good. It was really good before the caramel. The caramel just really completes it. It's so delicious. You guys have to make these. They're so good. They're just amazing, and they're perfect for fall. If you have like a fall party or for Halloween, they're just perfect. They're perfect for this time of year. They're absolutely delicious. They're not that hard to make, and I'm going to link down below the recipe for these. I also will leave a link for their recipe book on Amazon if you guys want to get your own book. I think that's it for today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you haven't already subscribed, please do so if you want to see more from me. If you liked this video and you like cupcake videos, give this video a like. And if you have any ideas of cupcakes you want me to make on my channel, let me know in the comments. And if you guys do make these cupcakes, please let me know in the comments. I want to know how they came out. All right, thanks guys for watching. I'll see you next time.